So since the iPhone lineup is basically fully matured at this point, there seems to be millions of iPhone accessories out on the market, from cases to battery banks to chargers and everything in between. So in this video, what I want to do is break down some of my favorite iPhone accessories that are unique and also multifunctional and actually serve a useful purpose. And most of these will work with iPhones from the iPhone 13 lineup and newer. I will specify if you need a USB-C iPhone or an iPhone 15 lineup of phones in order for them to work. Hi everybody, I'm Fernando, and if you guys love Apple and their tech, definitely subscribe to the channel because we cover everything from accessories to Apple news, tutorials and walkthroughs and everything in between. But let's get into these iPhone accessories. So I don't plan on going through these accessories in any particular order, mostly in the way that I actually use them and the ones that I find most useful. So the number one accessory that I use most often and I use on a daily basis is going to have to be my Samsung T7 Shield. And this works amazingly with the new iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max because now that we have USB-C, and then particularly on the Pro and Pro Max models, we have the fast USB-C data transfer speeds, we can actually offload footage extremely quickly off the iPhone, which has been amazing for my workflow. I used to rely heavily on things like AirDrop and then also like lightning dongles, which again, AirDrop can be magical in some situations, especially if you're sending, maybe a few photos to another person or another computer. But if you are offloading 10 to 20 to even 50 gigabytes of footage in one go, AirDrop can be a little bit unreliable, so that's why this new SSD has been a game changer for my workflow, to be able to directly plug into my iPhone, offload gigs and gigs of data onto the SSD in just seconds, and then be able to plug that SSD into my iPad and then be working with that footage off the SSD on the iPad in literally seconds. So I absolutely love this Samsung T7. There's plenty of SSDs out there, but the most tried and true one that I've been using and I've been using for years has been the T7 Shield specifically, because I've tried other ones, even expensive ones, that just for some reason don't end up working too well for my workflow. But the first thing, like I said, is going to be external storage. The T7 Shield is my recommendation. And then in that same light, I do like to recommend maybe a USB-C dongle nowadays or USB-C hub, because like I mentioned, all the iPhone 15s do have a USB-C port now, although the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus are USB 2.0 speeds, so they're a little bit slower, but they still work with data, versus the Pro and Pro Max are giving you those USB 3.0 speeds, which are much, much faster. But having a USB-C dongle can be pretty beneficial, especially if you just want something simple. I'll leave some link down below if you guys want to check them out, but I like to keep it so it has maybe an HDMI port, a USB-C power pass-through port, and then possibly a USB-C or USB-A data port as well, so you're able to then put data in there if you need to, or maybe even something like an SSD dongle to be able to then offload something from your camera onto your iPhone within seconds as well. So having a USB-C hub for your iPhone can be extremely beneficial depending on what you're using it for. And now next up, I do want to talk about some MagSafe products. First, let's talk about MagSafe battery packs, because I've been using MagSafe battery packs for my iPhone for years, but now Raycon came out with their own battery bank, their own MagSafe battery bank that works identically to that MagSafe battery bank from Apple. And what I mean by that is that, of course, you can plug it in with a USB-C port because it is a third-party one, and you can charge it that way. And then it does have some light indicators like most MagSafe battery banks do from third-party manufacturers, because normally you're not able to see how much battery there is on these MagSafe battery packs because they aren't integrated with iOS. But with this one specifically, and I tested this because I thought maybe this was an iOS 18 thing, but this shows up in your battery widget. And when you first plug it in, you do have that little animation showing that it is recognized as a MagSafe battery pack. So we're able to see in real time how it's being drained, how it works, how much battery is left on the MagSafe battery itself through the widgets, which I thought was an absolute game changer. But not only that, but it is the thinnest MagSafe battery bank that I've used, and it does have 5,000 milliamp hours. I've charged my iPhone 15 Pro Max from 10% to 100%, and I still have battery left over on this battery bank. So if you guys are looking for a new MagSafe battery bank that works the way that Apple intended it to do, definitely check this one out. Now I do want to bring up some other MagSafe accessories that I've been using for a while now. So first, let's talk about a couple of MagSafe wallets. If you want a more traditional MagSafe wallet that serves just one purpose, that just looks aesthetically pleasing, is very well made, is high quality, then definitely check out the Andar MagSafe wallet, which fits up to 3, maybe 4 cards if you kind of push it and extend it a little bit more. But I've been using this MagSafe wallet for a very long time, and I've had their previous iterations of it because I just love their genuine full grain leather. It smells amazing, it feels nice to the touch, it's extremely thin, and it serves its purpose, which is to hold a couple cards to have on the back of your phone, and the magnets are extremely strong. And then there's another option by Spigen, their C1. If you guys are familiar with Spigen, they made that beautiful, like nostalgic looking iPhone case. They made it look like that Mac from back in 2000 or 1999 with that translucent look. They brought over that style to the MagSafe wallet, and even though it is made out of plastic and it's completely different from the leather one that I just mentioned before, it still does exactly what you want it to do. It holds 3 or 4 cards. It might even hold it a little bit better because it has a little mechanism in there to keep it tightly in there, but you can push it out from the bottom as well. And it does have some sticky pads on the rear to not only adhere to the iPhone via MagSafe, but also these like little rubbery sticky pads to make sure it doesn't fall off at all. So those are some 2 great MagSafe wallet options if you're on the market for some MagSafe wallets. So the next MagSafe accessory I'm going to bring up is a multifunctional one by a company called Aulumu. I've mentioned their products before in the past, but this one is unique because it serves a couple purposes. It's not a battery, it's not a case, but it does attach via the magnets, and it does two different things. First and foremost, it's going to be a stand for your iPhone, so you can prop up your iPhone in vertical mode or in horizontal mode. And it is made of high quality aluminum, so you do feel the heft and the weight to it because it is made of high quality materials. And then also the little trick up its sleeve that it has is that it's my box opener, because on the bottom of it, or where the stand is, it has a spring-loaded ceramic blade. And again, this blade is very, very short, so it's going to be very difficult for you to accidentally nick yourself or anything like that. I believe it's only 3 millimeters in depth, which is going to be perfect for opening those Amazon packages or kind of slicing through some plastic or some tape and things like that. And it is deceivingly sharp. Like, it cuts through pretty much anything, and I think it's because it's made out of ceramic. And again, if you're worried about it kind of coming out or maybe nicking yourself by accident, it is spring-loaded, so it's only going to be open if you're holding it open. The second you let go, it does retract back into the actual stand itself. And like I said, it's been my go-to for unboxings and things like that. If you guys do need something like that, this is a great little gift or stocking stuffer. I know we're still in the middle of the summer, but it's something to consider moving forward. It's just something that's very unique, well made, and I love the aesthetic, and also has a satisfying click whenever you do rotate that little stand. And then when it comes to plugged-in charging, I'm going to recommend 2 different chargers. The first one is going to be a 3-in-1 by Kuxiu. I've mentioned their 3-in-1 travel chargers before in the past. It does fold up all the way, so it just looks like one MagSafe puck that can be brought around and has a very small footprint. It can then be opened up all the way to lay flat to charge your big 3, which is your AirPods, your Apple Watch, as well as your iPhone with the MagSafe compatible charging. And then also you can use it as a stand because it does prop up and it's rigid enough to hold itself up, so it does support things like standby mode while also charging all 3 of your devices. And the beauty on top with Kuxiu's products is that they actually give you the USB-C cable as well as a 20-watt charging brick and a little carrying case in all the packaging. And they have different variations, different finishes, you know, whether you like circle or rectangular or square or a wood finish or aluminum or plastic. And you can go as low as I believe $40 for this entire package, and they do have some more expensive ones at that $70 to $80 mark. So I'll definitely link this one down below if you guys do want a budget alternative, because it is my favorite travel charger to charge my big 3, and I always bring it with me no matter where I go. And then the second charger I want to bring up is also by Raycon, and this is going to be their 5-in-1 magic charger, and hear me out, this thing can do a lot of things. So first and foremost, it does have foldable prongs, so you plug it into the wall and it acts like just any other kind of USB-C charging brick. It does output only up to 20 watts, but that's why it is made for things like an iPhone and maybe even iPads. It's got a USB-C PD port as well as a USB-A PD port for fast charging your iPhone at up to those 18 to 20 watts. The second thing that this is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank. So when you do have it plugged into the wall via the prongs, it's actually charging itself internally and has 10,000 milliamp hours built right in there. And then on top of that, it does have a MagSafe cup, so you're able to then use this on the go and then be able to put your phone on here and then charge that way. It also has 2 built-in cables, so it's got a Lightning and a USB-C cable directly already built into here that can also be used to charge your iPhones depending on which one you have. And then it does have a nice little LED screen to let you know how much battery percentage you do have left on this thing. And then lastly, there's even a little kickstand, so if you are unplugged from the wall and you want to use the built-in cables and you maybe are having lunch, you need to charge your phone, you can then prop up your phone in landscape mode, watch whatever you need to while charging it via the battery bank that's built in here. So again, it's doing a lot on here. My only gripe is that it only charges up to 20 watts, so this won't be a solution for charging maybe like a MacBook Air or any sort of laptop for that matter, but if you are just looking for an iPhone charger and on-the-go one, this one could be one to consider. And now lastly, I guess this category is going to be about cases for the iPhone. The first one I'm going to bring up is by a company called Clix. It's a Clix keyboard case, which I actually just reviewed. If you guys want to check out that video, I will link it down below. But this is exactly what it sounds like. It is a case that slides onto your phone that then gives you a physical QWERTY keyboard and brings you all the way back to those BlackBerry nostalgic days where you are clicking away and hearing that clack and being able to actually physically type and getting that tactile feedback when you are typing. And what's nice about this is that it does give you the entire screen real estate back when you are using your iPhone and you are typing away, because you really don't notice how much the virtual keyboard is taking up in terms of screen real estate when you are using the virtual keyboard until you're using this thing, because the virtual keyboard does not pop up unless you make it pop up when you are using this Clix keyboard case, and then it gives you the entire canvas of the iPhone. I will say it is a little bit of a larger package on the 15 Pro Max side, but with the 15 Pro, it is a much more wieldable device, even though the 15 Pro Max isn't that heavy or that big of a product, and I've been absolutely loving it. But if you just want more of an everyday case, I do have 2 other options. One is by a company called Woolnut, which is another leather-based company which makes things with genuine full-grain leather. And this is their new gray colorway, which I think fits my aesthetic perfectly. But again, a very simple case that gives you some MagSafe magnets, has a nice microfiber lining on the inside, is rugged, thick enough to be able to kind of withstand some drops, but not too thick where it's going to get a little bit annoying to carry, and something to consider if you are looking for a new leather case. And then lastly, I do have to bring up the CaseKoo Case because it is multifunctional and has a few tricks up its sleeve as well. So first, it is a normal case that does protect your phone, it is clear, they have a bunch of different colorways, but then also because it is MagSafe compatible, they actually turn that MagSafe ring into a movable ring and stand, so not only does it act as a holder if you're looking for something like that, but then also you can actually prop your phone up in landscape mode or portrait mode directly with the stand built into the phone itself. So again, multifunctional at the end of the day, and that one might be the cheapest one out of the bunch. But that will do for this video, everybody. Again, I wanted to mention some new products that I haven't mentioned before because they are a little bit more unique. They do serve a purpose, or they have multifunctional support because they can do more than just one thing. So that's what I look for in an accessory product for the iPhone. If it's not a unique product, then it better be multifunctional because I wanted to do more than one thing. And let me know in the comment down below what you think of these accessories. Are there any that you would pick up right away? Or maybe let me know in the comment down below what your favorite accessory is, because I'm always looking for new things to add to my iPhone. And I wanted to avoid things like headphones and other auxiliary products. I wanted to mainly focus on the things that physically go on the iPhone, and that's why I went this route. But as I mentioned, if you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, YouTube thinks you're going to like this video right here, but if not, try this video as well. But that's going to do it, everybody. I'm Fernando, and I'm out of here. Peace.